Mid-Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottle, G&L Clothing, Westside Auto Pros. Now let's go live to the CISN sports team for the action on the field.
What? You get it.
It's time for live high school soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network. High school soccer on CISN.TV is brought to you by Schottenkirk Chevrolet, Shields, Mid-Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottle, G&L Clothing, Westside Auto Pros. Now let's go live to the CISN sports team for the action on the field. Good afternoon and welcome back to County Soccer Stadium here in Des Moines. Dar Danielson with you, Andrew Banstra joining me for Semifinal Friday as we move to the 2A semifinals here, and our match will be Lewis Central against ADM. And Lewis Central is the number 1 seed, defending state champion. They won 1-0 in the opening round over Newton yesterday, and they will play ADM, which beat Cedar Rapids Xavier 1-0 on penalty kicks. It was 3-1 on penalty kicks, and they ended up winning 1-0 as that match, no score at the end of the overtime. They went to penalty kicks, and ADM wins 3-1. So once again, Andrew, a defending champion looking to repeat here, and ADM coming in playing the upstart, and they their second straight trip to the state tournament, and they'd like to advance a little farther, and Lewis Central like to be playing again on Saturday in the championship match.
That's exactly right. You mentioned it. ADM, this is their second straight state tournament, and they made the semifinals last year. They have 2 really threatening goal scorers, and Isabel LaFollette. She has 46 points in the year, 19 goals, and Sydney Bertman is another one. She had 41 points in the year, 17 goals. So 2 really dynamic threats on the offensive side of the ball.
And the winner of this match will face North Scott, who is taking on Union on the other field. They'll get started here in about 15 minutes. That field starts a little later than ours, and in that first matchup in 1A was Davenport Assumption beating Nevada 2-0, and Center Point Urbana beat North Polk 1-0. So Assumption and Center Point Urbana will meet tomorrow at 11 a.m. on this field right here for the championship match, and that can be brought. You'll see that on Iowa Public Television, and they will do that. And it warmed up a little bit up to 87, but I don't know if we're going to get to that 90 they were talking about, and the breeze has really made a big difference here. And again, there will be a little bit of factor with that breeze depending on which end of the field you take starting out, Andrew.
That's right, and you can kind of feel it going off and on, getting real strong and kind of cooling down. It doesn't feel quite as strong as it did in the first game, but it'll definitely still be a factor. And I don't know if it had anything to do with the wind, but whoever had the wind to their back was really pressuring the goal last game. First half it was Assumption, second half Nevada. So whoever had the wind to their back was getting more shots on goal last game.
And I think these teams, probably knowing the way the whole season started across the state, they're just glad that it's sunny and not raining, because track and soccer and everything started out this year with as wet as it was. There were a lot of wet, cold games that they started out. So we're ending up the season on a nice warm note, and I imagine they're pretty happy about that.
That's exactly right. And these are 2 teams that have not played each other this year, but so it will be the first time this year. Also, it's an ADM team returning all but 1 starter. And for a team that made the semis last year, this is a very experienced squad, and they're going to, my guess is, maybe do a little bit better this year. They're a little accustomed to the state tournament atmosphere now. Maybe it's not so threatening, and they may be the 4 seed, but you never know. They may just advance. And
you look at Kelsey McSorley, she's is one of their leaders in goal scoring in the senior, and she's going to go on and play at Iowa State. So, you know that she's a quality player there. So, going to see some good quality players in this match.
Yeah, and not to mention, you've also got players like Grace Guidry, and I think I may be slipping up on that
Grace
one.
Grace Guidry.
Excuse me, yeah, and Susie McDonald. They're both scoring threats as well. But McSelly, she has 33 goals, 75 total points, so she can really assist to players like Guidry and McDonald as well.
Well, they're coming out now. You can see them, the officials coming out toward the center of the field. Our officials for this match will be Joe Hingle, the referee, assistant referee Sean Giza, and Patrick Baxter. The second assistant referee, Michael Luck, will be the fourth official there today as they come out to the center of the field getting ready for introductions here and ready to kick off this 2A semifinal. The 1A championships at Davenport Assumption and Center Point Urbana will face off. And Lewis Central will be the home team on the field today. And we'll kind of run down the non-starters and the starters here as they announce them on the field for you. Hear ADM a little closer. Sounds like maybe a little bigger crowd here, Andrew.
I'm thinking so too. Hopefully the rest of the Lewis Central fans are watching us here on CISN.TV.
Number 7, Lizzie Lohman.
Lizzie Lohman. Brianna Perkins. Gabby Moss. These are the ADM. Cora Larson. Raquel Gonzalez. Riley Davis. Kaylee Person. Josie Loneman. Emily Kay.
And number 39,
Emma Davis.
Our assistant coaches are Jeff Abbas and Kim Hall. Now the non-starters for the home team, the Titans.
And for the Lewis Central Titans, the non-starters,
Emily Carter.
Emily Carter,
Number 4,
Chloe
Chloe Sheelines.
Sheelines,
Number 8, Jaden Mock.
Jaden Mock,
10, Caitlin Hannafin.
Caitlin Hannafin,
Number 11,
Michaela
Michaela McCart.
McCart,
Number 12, Melina Beasley.
Melina Beasley,
13, Emily
Emily Freeze,
Freeze. Number 16, Bailey Cook.
Bailey Cook,
Number 20, Kayla Christensen.
Kayla Christensen,
Number 27, Joanna Miller.
Joanna Miller,
And number 28, Emily Carter.
Emily Carter.
Assistant coach for the Titans is Cindy Dennis. Now let's meet the starters for ADM.
Your ADM starters,
Number 1,
Delaney
Delaney Bertman.
Bertman,
3, Allie Cook. 4,
Jordan Hook, Allie Cook, Jordan Hook,
Isabel
Isabel
LaFollette.
LaFollette,
6,
Delaney Barton,
Sydney
Sydney
Canny.
Canny,
Number 9,
Sydney Bertman,
Number 10,
Carly
Carly Hansen.
Hansen,
Number 11,
Ellie
Ellie Hook.
Hook,
Number 18,
Chelsea
Chelsea Bright.
Bright,
Number 20,
Sylvia
Sylvia Angel.
Angel,
Head coach for ADM is Kelsey Gaffney. Now for your starters for Lewis Central.
Lewis Central.
Number 0,
Madison
Madison Park.
Parks will be the keeper.
Number 1,
Rachel
Rachel Cushing.
Cushing,
Number 2, Grace Gidry.
Grace Gidry,
Number 3, Gracie Bernard.
Gracie Bernard,
Number 5, Kelsey McSorley.
Kelsey McSorley,
Number 6, Susie McDonald.
Susie McDonald,
Number 7, Lauren Billick.
Lauren Billen,
Number 9, Isabella Smith.
Isabella Smith,
Number 18, Hadley Hill.
Hadley Hill,
Number 21, Alyssa Pomreke.
Alyssa Pomrinky,
And number 22, Taylor Rolls.
Taylor Rolls.
For the Central
Starters,
Network is Chris Von Mendy.
Chris Von Mendy, the
The officials for this afternoon's
Coach.
match are referee Joe Hinkle,
and
assistant Sean Geisa,
we are just about ready
Patrick Baxter,
to get this semifinal underway.
Mike Luke. Good luck to both teams, and let's play some championship soccer.
Well, the key, I guess, is that early start sometimes, Andrew. If you get out to that early start and press early and maybe try to get that early goal and get those, these teams have been here before, but it's a state tournament and there's always sometimes some jitters as you get ready to play here in the semifinal match.
Yep, and this is a Lewis Central team that's really faced a lot of great competition this year. They only have one loss against an Iowa school. They played Mercy, and I'm not exactly sure where they're from. They lost to Millard South. Millard South is one of the biggest schools in all of Omaha, one of the biggest schools in Nebraska, really. So they've played great competition. That one loss in Iowa play was to Ankeny Centennial. So my guess is that's why they get the nod as the #1 ranking. They come in 16-3. But this is going to be a really good and experienced squad as Lewis Central.
Yep, and we see a lot of that where teams play up, and we'll see Ankeny Centennial tonight. They're in the semifinals of 3A, so a loss to them is nothing that is a school that's a class down. And we see a lot of that in basketball, or schools and even volleyball. They're playing teams in a higher class, and that builds the competition, sharpens your edge a little bit. And you see that here a lot in soccer too.
It's almost like when you're a little kid and you play up a year when you're really good, so you just get that little bit of an edge. It's almost kind of what it reminds me of.
Well, we're about ready to go here, and on the other field we'll have it is let me find my score sheet here. It's North Scott and Union will be playing on the other field as we're about ready to get underway with action here. Well, here we go. ADM in the dark uniforms, the visiting team on the scoreboard, and Lewis Central, the home team, in the white uniforms. And so ADM will kick it off to start the match. And we're underway in this 2A semifinal, looking for a matchup in the title game tomorrow. ADM. A battle at the middle right now.
And if this is any indication of how the game will go, it's going to be a real good one.
A lot of back and forth early on. Up ahead to Grace Guidry. Kelsey McSorley. Looking to come across to Guidry. Now she'll come over. As Lewis Central has it there, and now they kick it out. And it'll be a goal kick for ADM. And quickly back in. Goal! Guidry with the goal.
And that is the 20 mark on the season for Grace Guidry. And how about that? She just intercepted that pass and put it right in. You talked about how important it is to get a goal really quick to set the tempo. We saw that last game with Assumption.
And it seemed like Lewis Central that ADM was going to get the ball out of there, but Lewis Central knocked it down and then got it into Guidry in the middle, and she knows what to do with it when she got it in there.
She sure does.
Guidry scored and gets them on the board here at the 38-41 mark. So right away we get a goal, and it's 1-0 Lewis Central. And Valley for it, and that'll go out. It'll be a goal kick for ADM. And ADM all of a sudden finds themselves in a hole early. Minute 20 in almost, and of course that always puts a little more adrenaline in the step of the team that scores too, and then you got to worry about them, scoring right away again.
That's very true.
Looks like Lewis Central starting to spread it out a little more, but ADM will come back the other way now. On the run, Jordan Hook. Jordan Hook runs it down, trying to turn it back. And they go up ahead looking for Burtman. Hook over to Burtman. Burtman takes it down that right side and kicks it off the defender. It'll be a corner for ADM. So the first corner of the match, and Delaney Barton will take it from the right side. Wind coming into her face coming toward the goal here. A pretty good breeze, as you can probably hear in our headsets, and she's got it set. Drives it toward the middle, and a little beyond everybody. That wind didn't seem like it pushed it in quite as much as maybe she wanted.
It didn't, and she tried to account for the wind, and it just didn't quite work.
It stayed out a little too far. Now a little trouble for Lewis Central. They need to clear it out of there. And good job there by Jordan Hook as she got the rebound, and it went right off of Gracie Bernard. Back to her now. Trying to get it through defenders. Hook shoots it in there. Now into the middle. Got a foot on it was Sydney Bertman, but couldn't handle it. Here's Grace Gidry. She'll send it up ahead. Kelsey McSorley. McSorley battling for it. Up ahead. She'll take it outside a little bit and try to turn it around. Goes back up top. Now back in to McSorley. Tried to cross it over. Can't get there. The defender knocks it away. And here comes ADM back up top. Isabel LaFollette. She's got Bertman up the sideline. Bertman, she's in the clear, onside. Cuts it back inside, and the keeper comes out.
And that's
good ball handling.
Great ball handling. That's something we've seen a lot of, though. A lot of goalkeepers coming out and just swarming that ball and making sure that nothing happens with it in the goal-scoring area.
And that's something you learn as a goalkeeper, when to stay in, when to come out, cut down those angles, and that time she played that perfectly. Quickly back the other way with it. Up ahead to Gracie Bernard on the left wing. Defender runs in, though, and clears it out of there. Good job by Ellie Hook. As we're seeing a lot of action right away in this one, Andrew.
This is a very exciting one.
Well, the way it started out with the ball back and forth in the middle looked like it might be one of those sloggers, but now they've kind of picked it up the pace quite a bit here. And number 3 is going out, and who's coming in? Is that 11? Michaela McCart coming in for Lewis Central. McCart in to the match. Lobbed it up toward the middle. The wind held that one up. You could see that. But Lewis Central keeps control. They're looking to play it in the middle. Now headed ahead to Bertman. Through traffic, LaFollette. She'll drop it back now. ADM trying to get the equalizer here. Send it outside to the wing. Inside turn, Bertman. Can she turn it around? Push her around. And the defender held her off. Boy, a lot of body contact, a lot of action in there. Jordan Hook sneaks it inside. Now back out to Hook. Up the right side. She crosses it into the middle. A little high there. Ball's free though. Turn. And the defender blocks the LaFollette's shot. And here comes Lewis Central. They survived the onslaught there. They're going to turn it around, try to go the other way. They'll switch fields, send it to the top. Now up ahead to Kelsey McSorley. McSorley. Now they sneak it through to Gidry. Oh, knockdown. Good footwork there. McCart. She's battling with the defender. ADM tried to sneak it through there, but knocked down by Lewis Central. They lead 1-0 here off the early goal. 32 minutes to play in the first half. And there's a foul called there on that one. A little too much contact.
We've seen that in the first 2 games. A lot of contact, a lot of aggression, and that's what you like to see here in this state tournament atmosphere.
Well, ADM kind of was a switch snapped there, and all of a sudden they picked up the pace quite a bit, haven't they? When I think they got down, and now all of a sudden, boom, they decided, hey, we can't be back on our heels. We were in the match here now.
They got to put on the pressure of their own.
Oh, there's a little push off, and that's going to be called. A little shove there by La Follette against the defender, and that's football, basketball, that push off in soccer too, and the official right there and called it, and it'll come back the other way.
Yep, the official could not have been in a better position to see that one.
If it had been just body to body, nothing called there, but when you bring that arm over and use that as leverage, then that's a call there. Battle for control in the middle. It's Lewis Central. Knocked away though. Here comes ADM. La Follette. Over to Allie Cook. Now let's send it outside. And kicks it off the defender, Carly Hansen. A throw on the far side for ADM, trailing 1-0 here. We'll try to set it up in the middle now. High kick is going to go out. Would have been, if it was offline, but if it was online, it would have been over the top of the bar, I think.
Yeah, especially with the wind coming in from the back of that ball, that's going to go over. And it hung in the air for a long time, especially for having the wind going with
Yeah.
it.
Well, 10 minutes gone here in the first half. Lewis Central got a quick early goal, about a minute 15 in, but then it's been a back and forth battle since that time. And that's Lewis Central in the white, ADM in the black. Allie Cook sends it ahead. Tries to turn it into the middle. Shot is so just couldn't get the foot on that. Still in the box there, some trouble, lobs it over. The keeper slaps it away, and then she'll run it down, Madison Parks. But La Follette had a good look at that, but just came off her foot a little wrong. Didn't get a square shot on it.
And that was a good opportunity there. And if ADM keeps getting those, they're going to get a goal here soon.
Sent it outside on the run is Jordan Hook. And ADM sends it up the other way. La Follette trying to get it, run it down. And she'll let it go out and get the throw. And looks like a substitution is going to be coming in for ADM. Number 12, Brianna Parkins. And number 26. You have 26 in your book here. I don't have 26 on my score sheet that they gave me. Must have overlooked that one.
Leah Sloan.
Leah Sloan?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, they didn't have that on the official score sheet they gave me, but here we go. Back to action. So wind picks up a little bit. Lewis Central leading 1-0. Into the middle. Knocked away by Brianna Parkins. One of the things we're seeing is that ADM defense is pressing up a little bit, trying to not let Lewis Central get it out of there.
And that looked like it may have been a handball there.
Well, no, I don't think it was called because it came straight up into her hand as she was running. And now it goes out. The thing about that is handling, if the ball goes to the hand and then it's usually not handling. If the hand goes to the ball, it is.
Okay.
So if you're there and the ball's kicked up and it goes straight to you and there's no attempt to swat at the ball, then usually that's not going to be called. Riley Davis coming in for ADM. Because that's another one of those rules that people misunderstand sometimes. Just because it hits the hand does not always mean it's a handball. If the hand is in a defensive position or if it's a short kick and it's right up to the hand and there's no motion made, then it isn't necessarily a handball. But whenever it touches the hand, the fans are going to call for that. Here comes McSorley. McSorley, 1-on-4, fakes, takes it across, now turns but couldn't get couldn't get turned all the way on that.
And good defense staying back there by ADM, making sure McSorley didn't have a lane to the goal.
But again, another one of those players where we saw kind of in that first game, they can get down there one-on-one and kind of handle the ball. You know, you like to, as a team, to pass it around and get the assist, but we can see already with McSorley, when she gets it down there one-on-one or one-on-three anyway, she's a danger. You got to watch her.
Yep, she's going to take it herself. Although she does have a pretty good amount of assists, but she has 33 goals. She likes to score herself.
So now pushing back toward the Lewis Central side of the field now, as ADM had kept the pressure on for quite a bit. And now they'll send it out. And it'll be a throw-in on the far side. 26 minutes remaining here in the first half. 1-0 Lewis Central. They scored early, a quick goal early on. And there's a foul called as La Follette runs into Rachel Cushing. And of course, the ADM fans didn't like that so much, but it'll be a free kick here just to the right of the goal. Probably out about 30 yards for Susie McDonald. ADM sets up a little bit of a wall there, and it winds over through the wall and an easy handle there for the keeper, Delaney Bertman. She gets a big boot. Not quite to the half, though. Here comes ADM. La Follette. Brianna Parkins up the side. La Follette in there battling for it. But McCart takes it away defensively. Into the middle. Up ahead, La Follette. Oh, couldn't get through the hole. Martin decides to go back the other way with it. Excuse me, that's Canny. Now ADM takes control again. La Follette. Oh, nice poke away by the defender. Now quickly back the other way. McCart keeps it alive. And we'll get a couple more substitutions here. Let's see, 9, 4, and 11. So we got Jordan Hook, Sydney Bertman, and Ellie Hook coming back in for ADM. So ADM subbing quite a bit early on here.
They sure are, probably keeping them fresh. And we have one more sub coming in for Lewis Central. Looks like number 12.
Which is Melena Breesley. Just about 23 minutes left to play in the first half. Lewis Central is up 1-0 here in this 2A semifinal. And they're just getting that match on the other field underway. North Scott and Union on the other field. They get started just about 15 minutes after this one. And the winner of that one faces the winner of this one in the championship match, which will be 2:30 tomorrow, or excuse me, 1:30 tomorrow on IPTV. So ADM looking to turn it quickly, get back up the field. Take it to the outside. Ooh. And that's going to be called a push on the far side, so it'll be a free kick out there for ADM. Well, the ADM's been putting on a lot of pressure, Andrew, unable to get it in the goal yet, but they're keeping the pressure on at Lewis Central after Lewis Central scored that early goal.
And, you know, it didn't seem like it was going to be that way after Lewis Central scored that early goal. It seemed like Lewis Central was going to be in control, but ADM's done a great job pushing.
Nice kick across over, and oh, the keeper almost let that one dribble out the back for a corner, but she was able to get it. And again, that wind blowing right into the keeper's face on that end. As you can hear it in our headphones now as it's picking up a little bit, the breeze. Feels good up here. Grace Gidry turns it. She's got the goal for Lewis Central. Only goal of the match so far. Tried to sneak it in to her teammate, but the defender is there. Now here comes Isabella Smith. Keeps it alive for Lewis Central. They're going to switch it to the other side. Lob over the top. Too much pace on the ball, though, and it's going to go out the back end for a goal kick. And now looks like Emily Kay, I think that is, over on the far side, who came in for ADM. Oh, the goal kick almost ended up being an issue there, as she didn't get it wide, and Grace Gidry came over, Andrew, but unfortunately she couldn't handle it.
Yep, and she just got that one out of bounds, so we'll stay with ADM now.
It's one of the things you always hear the young kids, don't kick that ball into the middle. She was kicking that to the side. Now here's a grab called on Lewis Central, so it'll be a free kick right here off the foul by Lewis Central. It'll be ADM's free kick right back over toward the sideline. And Chelsea Bright will set it up and look to send it ahead as ADM trying to even up the match. We're getting about halfway through the first half here. Good long boot. And it'll be a goal kick as it goes out. And they're going to call a timeout here for a water break with just about 20 minutes to go here, halfway through the first half. They're letting them take a water break because of the heat. So we'll take a quick break here, and we'll come back with more on CISN.TV.
This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream, we make history.
I'm an environmentalist working hard to protect Iowa's natural resources.
I'm an employer committed to providing a safe workplace for Iowans.
I'm a farmer consistently producing quality products for consumers worldwide.
I'm an animal welfare advocate, protecting and promoting animal well-being in everything I do.
We're Iowa hog farmers, and we care.
And we care.
Back here at the State Girls Soccer Tournament on CISN.TV. Dar Daniels and Andrew Banstra with you as Lewis Central scored with 38:41 to go here. Got an early goal. And then we talked about it, Andrew. It seemed like ADM was kind of just on their heels a little bit coming out. And then they flipped the switch, and all of a sudden now they've been very much more aggressive. It's kind of like maybe those first-minute jitters out of the way, and Lewis Central got a goal in there on them. And now they've been on the attack here with the wind at their back for most of the good part of this halfway through the first half.
And it's very interesting because we, at least I mentioned before the game, I thought that they would not have any jitters coming in. They only lost one starter, and they were in the state tournament last year. They made the semifinals last year, so I was thinking they'd be accustomed, but with anything comes a little bit of butterflies.
Yeah, and then as you move up the bracket, each game gets a little more important, and yeah, there's a little bit more tension there for you, but they seem to have recovered from that, and we're in the kind of the mid-half water break here for the teams, and with this temperature the way it is, they've been doing that.
And it's really not by any means that Lewis Central's been being passive. It's just that,
ADM has picked up the pace.
They really have.
Haven't they? Yeah, because it started out kind of a slow slug back and forth, and Lewis Central found Grace Gidry in the middle. She got her 20th goal of the year. They just got it into her in the middle, kind of posted up there, and she turned and fired it in and put them up with, minute 19 gone in the match. And, then since then, ADM has really ramped it up and put the pressure on and trying to even it up here. And that's the thing, especially in soccer, You know, one goal, if it's 1-0, it's not so bad. But, you know, when you get a 2-goal cushion, then in soccer, it just seems like it's so much more tougher to come back from that.
And, you know, ADM did have one really good opportunity, just missed it on that one. But I think if they keep pressuring, they're going to continue to get those chances.
So it'll be a goal kick for Lewis Central. Kicking it out into the wind. A heavy breeze has been blowing all day so far here at County Soccer Stadium here in Des Moines. And that one hangs up in the breeze and is handled by ADM into La Follette. She'll send it outside and battle for it down there. Fender does a good job of clearing that out. Sydney Canny will take it and try to move it back up, but again, the defense comes up and knocks it away. Here comes Lewis Central into their own half now. Up ahead. Knocked down again. Set it out to the right, and that time a little too much. Delaney Burtman will bring it up and boot it out for ADM with the wind. That time she got some good air under it, and it carries a ways, then off the header. ADM in the dark uniforms here, handling the ball now. Visiting team on the scoreboard. Defending champion Lewis Central in the white. Up the sideline, there's on a run. Can she get to it? She does. Turns it, can't quite get through. Battle for it. Turns again and off the defender. Sydney Burtman, the senior, ends up getting the goal kick, but good defense in the box there to keep her away and not foul her.
It was a great job by Burtman because didn't quite seem like she had the angle to get it there, but she stuck with it, threw a couple of falls, and ended up getting the corner kick on that one. She is second in the team in goals and second in assists, so let's see if she can't get one here.
Delaney Bartman will kick it. Sends it up high toward the middle and headed out by Lewis Central. And that's the danger of one of those own goal situations where you head it back, but it was high enough that it was out, but
yeah, just about.
It's danger when you're moving your head back the other way in front of the opponent's goal. So here comes the corner again. This one high, a little shorter. Didn't get to go out the back though, as it goes behind the goal, and it'll be a goal kick. So a couple set plays there, but unable to convert on them. And ADM will try to squeeze down and keep it in their half. As you hear the wind holds that ball up. And Hook runs it down. And that'll go out.
We've seen Hook be very active today. She's involved in a lot of these plays.
But if you hear us screaming, that means we've blown off the top of the press box here as the breeze picks up. Jimmy Olson, our technical guy, is trying to hold the canopy down over us. Is headed out of there by ADM. Still battle for it. Pushed down, but the official says no. Normal play. No foul there. If that was a foul, that would have been a penalty because it was inside the penalty area. But here comes Lewis Central. Lobs it up there, but the keeper right there to get it. Delaney Burtman. And there's the big boot. Banging around in there. McSorley looks like she's gets up gingerly. And lobbed it over. Burtman comes away with it. Trying to take it up the right side. Defender, nice slide tackle in there. Isabella Smith to knock it away temporarily. Man, it's getting physical. It's really physical out there, isn't it?
It sure is, and that almost affected goal-wise the best player on this Lewis Central team, Kelsey McSorley.
Carly Hansen coming back in for ADM. That's them with the ball, the dark shirts, and they'll keep it there as it goes out. Jordan Hook. Oh, no, I guess Sydney Bertman's going to come in and throw it in. As ADM looking to tie it up here. And it'll go off of Lewis Central for a corner for ADM. So they're keeping the pressure on, and now another set piece here from the corner.
And that'll be the third one in about 3 minutes here.
Yep. Delaney Barton. So the first one, she kicked pretty good there. The next one went behind the net, so if she could find somewhere in between, maybe on this third kick, maybe they can get a goal off of it. It's hard to judge with that wind gusting up and down like that. I know, it's probably tough. Here's the boot, a little flatter this time. Into the middle, and shot is high over the goal. Good thought there, but just a little too much under it.
And yet another scoring chance for ADM that they just missed. And this is an ADM team that can really score very well. They scored 84 goals this season. That's a school record.
There's a goal kick coming out. Again, hold up a little bit by the wind. 14-10 to play here in the first half. ADM trailing by one, trying to get the equalizer. Drop it back. Now the reverse field, send it upward to the left side. Up ahead. Turn on it. Can she get it through? Nope, can't quite turn it as the defender comes up. But there's a lob. Oh, just over the top, and the keeper's right there to pick it up. Just over the head of La Follette there. And again, ADM trying to gain control, keep it in their half, and there's a push call against Allie Cook. So a free kick around the half line for Lewis Central. 13 minutes to play. First half, Lewis Central up 1-0. 2A semifinal. Lewis Central looking to defend their title, get back to the championship game. Into the middle, knocked around. Jordan Hook is going to try to send it out of there. She does, but not quite clear enough. And that time Delaney Barton steps in and clears it.
And that's the second time we've seen Isabella Smith come out of nowhere, out of that defensive position, and jump a gap.
Here comes Caitlin Hannafin in for Lewis Central, replacing Melania Breesley. And Breesley, that's what the day's like up here. Here's Lewis Central. Oh, good stop on the defense. But they keep it alive. And now send it back out. And it'll go out just on the other half. Throw in for Lewis Central. Under 12 minutes now. First half, Lewis Central with a 1-0 lead. And let's try it again. Turn on it. And it'll stay with Lewis Central. And to Kelsey McSorley. She keeps it alive. Shoots it into the middle. Into the defender. Kylie Luther was in there. Excuse me, that was Chelsea Bright. And another substitution by ADM. That is Riley Davis back in, replacing Ellie Hook. So the strategy there, keep fresh legs in and out with this warm, physical game, I think.
Yeah, making sure you keep everybody hydrated, especially your players. You don't want to have them get dehydrated and, get sick, pull a hamstring, what have you.
Credit Lewis Central. They've been on their heels, but they've played some good defense and able to keep ADM out of the net so far. And that one's going to go out for a goal kick. And another substitution. Is that 26? Trying to read the number across the field there. Yes, that is Leah Sloan, right?
Yes, sir.
Just under 10 minutes to play here, first half. Lewis Central with the goal kick. They lead by 1. ADM trying to even it up here for halftime. Oh, nice play on the ball there, but nope. AR on this side said it was out. As Gracie Bernard tight-roped it and looked like she got the foot on the ball before it slid out, but no, the AR looking right down the line said it was out. Barton sends it over to the middle. Allie Cook inside there, breaks through. Battle for it. And the keeper and the defender end up getting it out of there. That was a good job by Hadley Hill on the defense down there. The one thing she can't do on that is you can't kick it back to the keeper and the keeper pick it up with her hands. You could head it back, but you can't kick it back, so she had to kind of shield that ball a little bit. And there's a battle for it on the side. Pops out of there. Oh, had to knock it away at the last second. Leah Sloan drives one toward the left 90, but knocked away by the keeper, Madison Parks, with a good stop.
Sloan, just a freshman, no goals on the year, no assists, so no points, and really just about stepped up and made a big, big play here in the semifinals.
Just about snuck in that upper right corner, but the keeper knocks it away, and it'll be a corner kick, the 5th here of the first half for ADM. This time from the far side. Pounds it over, winding in, got a foot on it, but now can she turn here? Battle for it. And that's going to go through and out, Delaney Barton's shot. But Jordan Hook was trying to get it and turn there, but the defender right all over her and had no part of that.
And yet again, we see just another opportunity to score there. Just about had it set up, but just out of place there.
Well, no sitting back on your heels and just waiting in this match, is there right now?
No.
It's a battle back and forth here.
And it's got you on the edge of your seat.
ADM would like to get one in here before the half with the wind at their back. As Lewis Central kind of got an early goal there as play just getting underway, and then Lewis Central has kind of woken up and they've been on the attack for most of the rest of this first half, but unable to get one into the net yet. Battle for it up top. And credit Lewis Central, keeping the pressure on high. And there's going to be called a push from behind on that header, so there'll be a free kick for ADM just inside the half.
And while they have the wind to their back for ADM, I think it's important for them to at least try to get one in the net here, have some momentum going into that second half.
Yeah, we'll see what they work here. Deep kick, trying to work it up into the middle, I think. Chelsea Bright will boot it, puts the right foot to it. Sends it up there, knocked around. Now still a little trouble in the box there, and they clear it. As La Follette got a foot on it. Now ADM trying to run it down. Back to Hook. Hook's pass up ahead is knocked away. And that'll stay with ADM. And that'll be Sydney Burtman coming in for ADM, and let's see, number 11, Michaela McCart coming in for Lewis Central. Winding down to 5 minutes to play here in the first half. ADM in the dark uniform, they're trailing, trying to get on the board to get the equalizer. And Lewis Central hanging on. Battled off some flurries by ADM. Now McSorley, their leading scorer, sends it up ahead. And stepping in, Smith. Lewis Central just working it up. Now on the breakthrough, into McSorley. McSorley still with it, takes a shot. Didn't get much on that though. Couldn't quite get turned against the defender. And it's picked up by the keeper. As we wind down, about 4 minutes to play here in the first half. ADM working it up the field now. And that just goes out. It'll stay with ADM, the Tigers. And another substitution. That is Ellie Hook back in for ADM.
I like the job by head coach Kelsey Gaffney by ADM thus far. Getting a lot of substitutions in because you keep your players fresh. Some coaches may think, well, in this situation, it's the semifinals, I want to leave my starters in the whole time. But good job keeping fresh legs in this heat.
Lob up toward the right side. And that'll go out. And again. That is Delaney Barton back in. Is ADM again pushing it up the field here. They pushed it into their last third several times, but unable to push it into the net so far. As we're under 3 minutes now to play, just under in the first half. They trail by 1. Lob it in there. Try to turn it back. Oh, little missed pass there. Now Lewis Central turning it quickly up to McSorley. She's on the run. Defender there to clear it out wisely. Did not want to get McSorley loose back there.
That's about the last thing you need right now if you're ADM.
Yeah, McSorley loose one-on-one in front of your goal because she's their leading scorer with 33 on the season. ADM Lewis Central really quick on that counterattack, and there's a foul, so it'll be a Lewis Central free kick. About 25 yards away, maybe 30 there. In a dangerous situation here as the clock winding down under 2 minutes to go. Now for ADM, you don't want to give up another goal here right before the half. They set up the wall. There's the boot. Going to go high, a little too much under that one. As Brianna Parkins sneaks back in for ADM there. And under a minute to play. Trying to get it in there. Lewis Central trying to hold them off. Here they come. Send it up ahead. Outside. Oh, couldn't quite handle it there. 30 seconds to play. First half. Down there to McSorley. She'll try to turn. Does turn. Keeps it. Still going. Send it to the middle. And a left-footed shot. Not much on that by Cushing. 10 seconds. And that may just do it. It does for the first half. So Lewis Central scores early, takes the 1-0 lead, and that's where we are at halftime despite some good pressure by ADM. We'll take a break. We'll come back and talk about the first half a little bit more here coming up right after this on CISN.TV.
Is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa, and here, we don't just dream, we make history.
I'm an environmentalist working hard to protect Iowa's natural resources.
I'm an employer committed to providing a safe workplace for Iowans.
I'm a farmer consistently producing quality products for consumers worldwide.
I'm an animal welfare advocate, protecting and promoting animal well-being in everything I do.
We're Iowa hog farmers.
And we care.
And we care.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us, or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
We are at halftime of the 2A semifinal here on CISN.TV. Dar Danielson, Andrew Banstra with you. Grace Ballesteros is running the camera. Jimmy Olsen on the controls. In a warm but breezy county soccer stadium here in the southeast side of Des Moines. And it is Lewis Central leading in this 2A semifinal. Defending champions got a goal early, 1:19 in. They found Guidry in the middle there, Grace Guidry, and she got her 20th goal of the season, turned and fired it in. And then Andrew, it was looked like ADM was a little sluggish at that point starting out, but then all of a sudden they flipped on the switch, and with their wind at their back, they've played a lot of this rest of that second half in their own half and putting the pressure on Lewis Central. But credit Lewis Central, they've been able to hold off all the charges so far here of ADM.
They sure have. They played great defense, and for whatever reason, whenever Lewis Central gets into their half, which was not often in that first half, but when they did, it seemed like they were always threatening to score.
And they've played they're only playing a couple forwards too, Lewis Central, but when they get it up there, and that just, again, it goes to the skill of McSorley up top. When they get it up there, she's a threat, and they've been able to play, their defenders back and really play several defenders back and cut off any attempt at ADM. But credit ADM, they've really kept the pressure on there with the wind at their back. Had several close shots there in that first half.
They sure did, and it's going to be interesting to see how it changes here in the second half as this train goes by. If you hear that horn, it's going to be interesting to see if they can still put the pressure on without the wind at their back, because last game we saw the exact opposite.
Yep, if you've ever been down here to County Stadium, you know where it's kind of down along the river, and then there's the railroad track that runs by there, and the 315 coming through. But it's really a beautiful setting, and the credit the groundskeepers. They've done a good job here keeping the fields watered and keeping the grass, you know, in good shape, especially in this tournament where you play several games on the one field, you know, and man, the wind picking up again here. We're just trying to keep our lid on our tent here. But anyway, it's really looks in good condition, and you know, for as warm as it is, the fans can't complain too much, because that one thing about the breeze, it's kept you know, kept you a little bit cooler.
It sure has. It's a little bit humid out, but it has helped. The breeze definitely has, and you just got to wonder how these players are feeling.
So if you're talking to ADM here at halftime, you know, you've been pressuring and just haven't come through. I guess maybe the coach says just keep that up, because we're going to get one of those sometime, I would think, wouldn't you say?
I would definitely. I don't think I would really change anything. They've had 3 great opportunities to score goals. They just have hit off the wrong side of their foot or just gone to the right or left of the goal. I stay with what I'm doing here if I'm the Tigers.
And the same thing for Lewis Central. You got to credit them. Their defensive shape, their position has been real good. They're always there. When they've not been there, they've been able to get back a little bit on defense. So, you know, their coach has got to say, just keep talking to each other, keep your shape, and keep what we've been doing.
I completely agree. You'd think Lewis Central might want to push a little bit and maybe try to get that second goal. You talked about how long of a stretch it seems when you're down 2-0, and that deficit can really hurt a team's confidence. ADM really wasn't fazed after that first goal right away, which was surprising, but it's going to be interesting to see how it goes in the second half.
One thing Lewis Central has not done, sometimes you see a team, they get ahead and then they kind of try to stall it and work it. They are looking for their opportunities when they can push it ahead. The thing is, they've been, you know, pushed back, compacted back so much in front of their own goal. But when they do get a chance and they get it up, and you know, you can get McSorley up there one-on-one, they're still looking for that.
Yeah, it's a little bit like Abby Stevenson we saw last game. Whenever she gets a breakaway, it's a threat to score a goal.
Well, over on the other field is North Scott and Union. They're playing over there for the winner will meet the winner here, and there was about 15 minutes left and no score.
10 minutes left over there now.
10 minutes left and no score in that one yet. So it sounds like it's a little similar to this game. Although talking with the guys that did that game over there, the previous game, it sounded like North Polk had sounded like they dominated that game quite a bit, but ended up Centerport won that game. They got the goal, but the way they talk, North Polk kind of handled things pretty good over there. And then, you know, we saw that game, the first game we did, the 1A, Assumption, it was 1-0 for quite a while, and then that late goal was ricochet off the top of the bar that hit the keeper and went in. So, you know, that's the thing, soccer, you keep it close and you hope for those breaks where you can sneak one in there and maybe take the lead. Or Lewis Central, they want to move back in the championship game, and ADM, they'd like to get there and maybe get to their first championship match. But let's do this. We'll take another break here. We'll take a 2-minute break, and then we'll come back and should be about ready to get started in the second half of this match. It's Lewis Central 1, ADM nothing here on CISN.TV.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
Repeat and referral and word of mouth. That's the main ways we receive our customers now, and after being here 10 years, that has just exploded for us. And that's a big area of our business because people like the way they were treated. The customer experience we can provide is second to none, and we're committed to it, and I'm here to make sure that gets done.
Schottenkirk Chevy on the west end of Hickman, Waukee, WaukeeChevy.com.
Repeat.
I'm an environmentalist working hard to protect Iowa's natural resources.
I'm an employer committed to providing a safe workplace for Iowans.
I'm a farmer consistently producing quality products for consumers worldwide.
I'm an animal welfare advocate, protecting and promoting animal well-being in everything I do.
We're Iowa hog farmers.
And we care.
And we care.
This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream, we make history. This is...
And we're ready to get the second half started here in this 2A semifinal. Darn Danielson, Andrew Banstra with you on CSN.TV. Thanks for joining us in our first year of doing some soccer games here from County Stadium. And a goal by Grace Gidry, 1:19 into this match, is the only score here in the first half. And Lewis Central up 1-0. Now they'll switch and they'll have the wind at their back to start this second half. And we'll see. We talked about it, Andrew, if maybe they go on a little bit more of attacking mode with the wind at their back. And it does help you. Those passes go a little farther, go a little longer, and it makes it a little harder sometimes to boot it out when the wind's in your face. Now, it seems like it's eased off just a bit here since the halftime break. And then the sun's kind of sneaking over our canopy a little more on us. I'm going to start getting a little burned, I think. And ADM looking to even it up here as we start the second half. Still no score in that other match on the other field. Warren Billen sends it over to the middle. Rachel Cushing, and they'll send it up ahead. Looking for McSorley there. But they clear it out. Lewis Central. We're going to come ahead, take it away. Allie Cook sends it up ahead. Lewis Central at back now. Gidry. Gidry with it, takes it over to the left side. Take it away by Sylvia Angel. Lewis Central keeping on the tack here. That one comes through the middle. And handled by the keeper. A lot of cheering. Is there a number on the board over there?
Not quite yet, but my guess is by the reaction of the players over there, it looks like there will be here soon.
We can hear the field behind us here. A lot of cheering over there. That was a game that no score yet between North Scott and Union, the other half of the 2A semi here. And ADM throws it in. Working against the wind, trailing 1-0 here. ADM in the black. Lewis Central in the white uniforms. And there's a little kick through by Allie Cook. Racing ahead in the open. 1-on-1. Could you get the shot off? Wide of the goal.
And that one could not have been any closer. Have a breakaway there. And one of their best scorers, their second best scorer goal-wise on the team.
Bertman.
Yes, right there for it, and just didn't quite get there.
Wow, and credit the defender, was staying right with her, not fouling her, but man, just wide of the goal by Bertman, and Lewis Central is able to hold off and avert the tying goal. But ADM keeping the pressure on here, starting the second half. Stolen away, out quickly to right side, Gidry takes it up the right side, tries to get it across, but can't get much on that, and it's been cleared back out, but stay with Lewis Central. So Lewis Central breaking back quickly the other way. And there's a push, and La Follette helps her up as she knocked down Cushing. So it's looks like we do have a score now over there with would be North Scott up 1-0, I believe, over Union. In that other 2A match. You can also see that on CSN.TV. And here's the free kick. Officials make sure they give him 10 yards on the wall there. Smith, high, and that's going to be over the top of the goal. Not a bad kick, but just a little too much under it.
Not quite adjusted to that wind yet. That may have been it.
Sometimes that wind will push it down when it's not real. It's kind of gusting back and forth, but sometimes you get that gust and it might push that type of ball down, but that time just stayed up high and over the top. And so both teams now counter-punching here. As ADM had a good shot at the goal, just went wide. And Lewis Central came back. Lewis Central now with the ball. Sent it over the left side and not able to run it down. And in for Lewis Central is Brianna Parkins.
And ADM has definitely had many more scoring opportunities than Lewis Central has thus far.
Yeah, Lewis Central, of course, with the lead and playing into the wind, they weren't quite as aggressive toward the end of that first half after scoring, but we'll see now here if they pick it up, and that's the one thing the ADM can't, you can't ease up because, again, you do, and you give them that 2-0 lead. But ADM now push back. We'll see if they can get control back and move it out and up the field. And I'll stay with Lewis Central. Six minutes gone here in the second half. Gonna play it up outside. Tried to go to the corner, but a little too much on that. I think she's looking for Pomranke over there, but a little too much and a late goal kick. And now the wind's picking up again here. Good boot against the wind. And that will go back to Lewis Central as we get another train coming through. That one's only got about 8 cars, so that'll be a short one coming through. Lob up over the top. And they'll let that roll out. It'll be a goal kick. 4. ADM. Battle for it up at the half. ADM comes away with it. Allie Cook. Into the defense. And that's going to rebound off of Lewis Central. It'll stay with ADM. I don't know. They're changing the call there. Good talk by the officials. I noticed the officials that did that first game, they were sitting down there at the table, and they have somebody that kind of watches what they do, and they review all the stuff that they do and where their position is. And that's one of the good things about it. They get a lot of good training here. Up ahead, here comes ADM. Push through, go. Knocked away by the defender. Isabella Smith late there as Bertman was coming up, but Smith sends it over and ADM gets a corner here.
And I may have missed a few, but that's the 5th time I can count that Isabella Smith has closed off a gap on a pass and saved a big opportunity.
Like to have those defenders who are confident back there who can clear the ball out. Here's the corner, winding in, and that's going to fall short. And they're again trying to gauge that wind. A little too much, and that one came into the side of the net. 31 minutes, just a little over 31 to play here in the second half. Lewis Central will try to kick it out. ADM is going to try to keep the ball in their half. They need a score to even it up. Looks like Chloe Schlein's coming in for Lewis Central. They lob it up over the top. Oh, nice into the middle. McSorley! Goal! They got it to McSorley, and she does what she does and pounded it into the hole.
How about 34 goals on the year for McSorley? Yet another assist on that one. Excuse me, another goal on that one. Beautiful score, beautiful pass for the goal. And that puts ADM in a tough spot here.
Well, McSorley got it, and there was no question once she got by the defender, she turned and just fired it right over the hands of the keeper, and now it's 2-0 here. Lewis Central against ADM. And they've got to be totally frustrating for ADM and all the pressure and the chances they've had here, Andrew, and just unable to connect.
And really, Lewis Central hasn't had that much pressure. You mentioned it, and now all of a sudden they get a couple opportunities and they end up scoring.
One breakaway, and you find your best player, and boom, you got a 2-0 match.
And a beautiful pass to it as well.
And that'll go out to Lewis Central. Yeah, that's one of those things you work so hard and you just don't get the goal, and then all of a sudden, boom, the quick fast break like the other way. Lewis Central again trying to go up there. And it'll stay with Lewis Central. So that goal with 30:45 to play here in the second half. After the early goal by Guidry, and now it's 2-0. Into the match is Riley Davis for ADM. And one thing Lewis Central keeps doing, they just keep dumping it ahead and then trying to run it down and just keeping that pressure now on ADM.
That's exactly right, and they've done a great job of it, and that's how they've scored both their goals, so why not keep doing it at this point, especially with a cushion.
And that wind, you just get it up in the wind, dump it ahead, and then try to run it down and catch them off guard, and that's what they did. Battle for it up top. Alyssa Pomerinke wasn't given any quarter there. She kept that ball alive for Lewis Central. And here they are back on the attack. Feeds it in. Trying to turn. Not that time. Batted down. And there's the wind picking up again. ADM now trying to go on the break the other way with it. Bertman. But she's got 4 defenders back there. Gets by one. Still going. Trying to keep it alive. Gets it outside offside. Yep. You can see that. She's trying to get some help up there from La Follette, but she got past that second to last defender and got called for the offside.
And it's tough when nobody's catching up with you. You have a 1-on-4 opportunity and nobody was helping her.
And then when she did, then she got a little bit too far off. And it's hard to read too because you got 4 defenders and you don't know where is she going to put that ball. Is she going to go through with it or try to, and then by the time she got it outside, just a little too far ahead there. So, but ADM are going to try to keep the pressure on here because they need to score. They're down 2-0 with about 27 minutes to play in the match. Sylvia Angel trying to get that out of there. Now they push it up to that corner. McSorley tries to run it down, and it'll be a goal kick. Well, just a lot of dumping it ahead and going after it and keeping the pressure on ADM. And you can afford to do that a little more too when you're ahead because you're pushing ADM back, and ADM isn't able to turn that around and get it back up the field real quickly.
And we've seen a couple times Sydney Burtman have a couple breakaways, but it's very much like last game, and where Assumption had their defense back. In this situation, Lewis Central has their defense back, so even though they get a breakaway, it's still 1-on-3, 1-on-4.
And there we see there the wind effect too. She tried to kick that out. It didn't go that far, and here already Lewis Central now dumping it back up ahead. And can she run that down? No. But that's definitely the wind is helping Lewis Central on the attack. And we'll watch here on this goal kick if she's able, how far she's able to kick it up and out on this goal kick. You hear the wind. Well, that's a jet. That's not the wind that's going overhead, but you can hear the wind too. And there's a foul out there in the middle. As Leah Sloan gets up, shaking it off and heading up the field, and it'll be a free kick right up there about the half line for ADM. Coming up on 25 minutes of play. They really need to get something going and get on the board here. Good boot up ahead into the wind. And it goes in back to the keeper. Got to go to Lewis Central. They're just keeping that ball moving. They're keeping the pressure on.
And this shouldn't come as a surprise with a scorer like Kelsey McSorley on your team, but Lewis Central is a team that averages a whopping 5.5 goals a game, so they can really put them up.
Yeah, and that was the 34th of the year for McSorley on that one. So she's got, 30. Guidry had, she got her 20th today, and then 16 for Susie McDonald. So you get 3 double-figure scores there at least, I think, on the squad. So, yeah, they can put up good numbers, and that'll be a corner for ADM. Or is that a throw? That's going to be a throw, I guess. ADM trying to get it back into the middle. Lewis Central trying to push it back out. Slide tackle. Misses there, but up ahead. McSorley. McSorley staying with it. Now sends it outside. Realized she was covered. Good shot from the outside. And there's some presence. She's a scorer, but she saw she was covered by 3 people, so she got it out to somebody who was a little more open, had a better look.
And you like to see that unselfish play.
Back into McSorley. Up ahead, right side. Guidry. Shot in. Handled by the keeper, Melania Breesley. Shoots it right in. But Burtman's there to handle it. ADM fans here trying to get their team pumped up, knowing that they got to get on the board here soon, as we're just about coming up on the halfway point through the second half. And they need a score, trailing 2-0. Nice stop of the ball by Canny. But then Lewis Central right there. Sends it back up for Guidry, and that's going to be too much on that one. Tigers. Get it outside. Into the middle. ADM still moving it up over to that corner. Trying to sneak it through. And staying alive. And that'll be a corner. So here, Andrew, is where you need a good kick, trying to get it in there and get it where somebody can get a head on it or a foot on it and try to get it in the goal here.
And they've had a whole lot of opportunities. They've had a whole lot of corner kicks, and let's see if this one could finally be the one. With 20 minutes left, you really need a goal in this situation.
There's the boot high toward the middle and headed out of there by Lewis Central. Battle for it up top. Angel did a good job of keeping that alive. Now Parkins coming over the left side. Looking. She's got to have somebody move up there in the middle to give her somebody to get it to. There, everybody kind of stood around.
And she tried to turn around, but when you're trapped in that corner, you need somebody to give it to. You're right.
Nope. Back up. There's McSorley. McSorley shoots it ahead. And that will go out to Lewis Central. So we're at the halfway point of the second half, and they're going to take a break, get some water. And we'll take a quick break here. And be back in about a minute here. Lewis Central leading 2-0 on CISN.TV.
And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa, and here, we don't just dream, we make history.
I'm an environmentalist working hard to protect Iowa's natural resources.
I'm an employer committed to providing a safe workplace for Iowans.
I'm a farmer consistently producing quality products for consumers worldwide.
I'm an animal welfare advocate, protecting and promoting animal well-being in everything I do.
We're Iowa hog farmers.
And we care.
And we care.
We are halfway through the second half here. In the 2A semifinal, it's Lewis Central leading 2-0 here on goals by Guidry and McSorley for Lewis Central. Their two leading goal scorers. Grace Guidry got her 20th with just a minute 19 gone in the first half. They scored quickly and went up 1-0, and then McSorley broke free, got a nice pass, and pounded it in with 30 at the 30-45 mark here, and it's 2-0 Lewis Central. And Dart Daniels along with Andrew Banster here on CISN.TV. And Andrew, it's not been for lack of attempts by ADM here that they're trailing in this match.
It's really not. They've had so many good opportunities thus far in this game, be it corner kicks, be it setups. I think really the difference comes down to having, and the problem isn't that ADM doesn't have scorers, but Kelsey McSorley in that opportunity, I mean, that was just an absolutely beautiful goal and a beautiful setup by her teammate there. It just comes down to execution, I think.
And just, getting that final shot through there, and both times for Lewis Central, they got it in where they wanted it, and McSorley did a little bit of that on her own, but got a good pass to set her up. And the same with Guidry. She got it right in the middle and then was able to turn on it and pound it into the goal. And so it's a Lewis Central leading here. And that other match on the other side, it is still 1-0, I believe, North Scott over Union. Can you see what time is left there on that one?
33 minutes and 45 seconds left in the second half.
Okay, so they're just a little behind us here as we've hit the halfway point here of the second half, and they took a little break because of the heat and everything. And now they'll come back out, and ADM fans down below us here clapping, exhorting their team on. Let's go. This final 20 minutes. Let's make a push and try to get on the board and at least try to tie it up and maybe send it to overtime and get a chance here to move on. But Lewis Central on the other side, the Titans, they just want to keep playing like they have been. And we talked about it, Andrew. They've been taking that ball with the wind at their back, dumping it into their end, and then seeing what comes up. And they came up with a goal here so far in the second half to build the lead to 2-0.
And they've done such a great job of that, and I think that's what ADM needs to work on a little bit.
So it will be Lewis Central's throw in here. As you hear the whistle, and we'll get the clock rolling again. 19:32 left in the match. Lewis Central in the white, ADM in the black uniforms. And they try to get it over to McSorley. But ADM's going to shoot it out of there. And that'll go wide and go back to ADM. As the breezes pick up again. It's been off and on. They died down for a while, and now those flags are really standing up and it's flapping. You can hear in our microphones up here. We're high on top of the press box at County Stadium. Beautiful day, warm day, but right now Lewis Central fans aren't minding it so much. ADM would feel a little cooler if they could get one in the net. And they're just patience by Lewis Central. They'll drop it back and then send it up again. Get it outside and just a mishandle there by Pomrinky, but go back to ADM.
But you see how well they're set up. They're keeping their shape very well in this situation as Lewis Central, and that credits to why their defense is playing so well.
Knocked around. That'll go to Lewis Central. And there's a trip called. It'll be a free kick for Lewis Central. Got to kind of expect maybe sometime if they get a chance, an all-out push here by ADM just to kind of go for broke and at least try to get one goal. And that, you get that first one, it seems like it helps you open it up a little bit, Andrew.
You would sure think so, but they're playing very back on defense. That's smart. You don't want to go down 3-0, but you would think at some point they're going to have to go all in and just try to put one in the net.
And the keeper comes up. A little bit of traffic there. She hangs on to it. McSorley getting up slowly. She kind of got banged around early and shook it off, but imagine all these teams, the winners, are going to go home and put some ice on and get ready for tomorrow because you got to turn right back around and play. The bruises feel a little bit better if you're playing for a championship than if you're heading home. So, but playing out here in the heat in the end of a long season. As ADM now trying to work it up. And there's up again with Lewis Central right there to meet him. And that'll go back to Lewis Central. I think they scored another goal to tie it over there. Did they in that game, that match?
And there's 30 minutes left in.
Okay, so North Scott and Union is now 1-1 in the other 2A semi on the other field over there. The winner of that one will meet. There's a shot. Goal! The deep shot goes.
How about that?
Against the wind, a deep one.
What a goal that was. Can't say anything more about it.
Was that, let's see, was that Bertman?
I didn't quite get a number on that one.
I think it was. We'll see. With the 16:08 here in the second half, we got a one-score game. I think it was Sidney Burtman. We'll see. But that was a really deep shot against the wind and over the head of the keeper. There's new life for the ADM as we're 2-1 here. Up ahead, Lewis Central into the corner. See how Lewis Central responds now after the goal. And it'll be ADM's throw in. Sometimes that does it. You take a chance on that long shot and you sneak it in there. And what do you know? You get a goal up ahead now. And I think the fans kind of wanted a handball in that. It looked like it came up into her arm, but it'll be a free kick out front there off the foul.
And out of all the opportunities that ADM's had today, if you would have told me that was going to be the one that scored a goal.
Yeah, after all the shots they'd taken in close and just missed, and then boom, they hit a deep goal to knock it in.
But you mentioned it. Maybe they just needed that one little spark, and that could have definitely been it.
Well, here's a free kick just outside the circle, up high, straight on, which could be dangerous if you drop it in there. And it's going to come up a little short. And ADM trying to run it down. Parkins moving it up the field. Slides it through. Parkins still going. And now they got to clear it out. So there's a little surge by ADM. We'll see what they can do if they can turn it into the equalizer here. Lob up over the top. Looking for Bertman in there. She's battling. Turns. Back inside. The keeper comes out. She had Leah Sloan in there. Good job on the keeper on that. And on those throw-ins, there's no offside on the throw-in, so you can get in behind the defense and throw it over the top of them. That's what they did that time. Now, here comes Guidry back the other way for Lewis Central. Guidry lobs it into the middle. And official says nothing there. Just contact, regular contact. Slide it in. They'll have to clear that out. As they got it in there, there's Susie McDonald. A little over 13 minutes to play here. It's a 2-1 match now. That ADM scored. And they're trying to even it up. Well, that one dropped back to the keeper, so she had to boot it out of there. And that'll go back to Lewis Central. Well, we talked about the all-out blitz, but the long shot got in it with the long ball back in it.
And you got to wonder if they keep going back to that all-out blitz. If now they go for it.
Yeah, now they got a, you got a one-goal game now. You got to, get it up ahead. The thing you got to worry about though is, the quick counter. If you do get everybody deep, and you got to not let Lewis Central get that quick counter and then get that third goal on you. But they go under 12 minutes to play now. ADM there in the black. They're trailed by 1. Ooh, and there's a foul. Too much of the forearm there by Sylvia Angel.
But you got to love seeing everybody going all out.
Yeah, got to be aggressive, just a little smarter about it. When you bring that forearm up, that's an easy call for the official. If you come in with a body, So here's another long kick up high. McSorley trotting down there into the middle. They're going to try to lob it up over the top to her, but they had it out of there. Now back. McSorley gets it inside, turn on it, goal! McSorley with the assist to Susie McDonald. Well, everybody gets caught up in McSorley scoring, but then she turns on it and gets a pass inside for the assist.
And for McDonald, that's her 17th goal on the season. She's a Nebraska Wesleyan University commit.
So ADM cut it to 1, but Lewis Central was back up to 2. McSorley into McDonald, and McDonald sends it across the net into the left corner. And now really desperation time for ADM. Under 11 to play.
And an update from the other field, North Scott has gone up 2-1.
Okay. Here comes ADM. And a foul called. And going back to that goal, you had the foul up here and you had the free kick, and Lewis Central made the most of it. Now, ADM tried to get it in there, but Lewis Central got it up ahead and got it into the play area where there was a chance of scoring a goal. McSorley got it, left it off, and they scored. So credit them with taking advantage of that free kick. And that's sometimes you don't have to boot that free kick into the goal, but if you just get it into play, and that's what they did.
Right.
Back to action here. ADM trailing now 3-1. That'll stay with ADM. And you said what? North Polk 2-1 on the other field?
Yes, sir.
And there's a foul. It'll be a free kick for ADM. 9.5 to play. Chelsea Bright will set it up out to the left of the goal. Pounds it into the middle. I'm kind of looking for a rebound there. It was on the ground, but the keeper, Madison Park's able to handle that with ease. That's one of those where you get it in front of the goal and hopefully there's a scramble and something happens. Headed up. There, Lewis Central. Set it outside. That's ADM on the run. And a free ball in there. The keeper comes up, though, and handles it.
Good job by just a sophomore, Madison Parks, goalkeeper for Lewis Central today.
Yeah, she's had some good shots at her and has been able to get the right angles, come out at the right time. Into McSorley, and she tried to get the foot on that. And she draws the foul. So they'll get the free kick right at the circle, 18-yard, right straight on. And they're able to convert on this. It would about put everything away here with under 8 minutes to go. ADM sets up the wall. You got to give them 10 yards off the ball. And here we go. Boom! Goal! McSorley, number 2.
And make that 35 goals on the year for Kelsey McSorley.
Well, there again, the case where you get the foul, and then she converted it. McSorley, her second goal. Widens the lead now to 4-1 with 7:35 to play here. The Titans on the verge of moving back to defend their title. Unless we see a flurry here out of ADM. these final 7. They're pushing it ahead. And they'll just clear it out. Well, it just seemed like quickly got away there, Andrew. It was such a tight match, and then when ADM scored, you got to credit Lewis Central for the way they responded.
They sure did. It was very much like the way that the game started. Lewis Central scored, and ADM responded very strong. Now ADM scores, and Lewis Central responds very strong.
And then McSorley, she scores to give them the 2-0 lead. Then it goes to 2-1. She gets the assist to make it 3-1, and then she gets the goal to make it 4-1. So McSorley in on the last 3 goals and either scoring them or giving the assist on them. Up ahead, Jaden Mock. And here where Lewis Central with a 4-1 lead can just move the ball around a lot and burn that clock off. And then if you get an opening, take it. Sorely running across the middle then again looking for it, but now they'll turn back around and she'll come up and take it. Pointing. They're keeping an eye on her. Now.
Might be just a tad too late.
Yep. Well, and that's the thing, too, in soccer with a good player. They make their own space. It's almost, again, basketball, finding your own shot. You go to where, you need to go to get where the teammate can get you the ball in an open area. Either dribble there or you get there and get the pass there, and she's done a lot of that today.
She sure has. It's been very, very fun to watch.
ADM now turns it.
Update from the other field. It is now 3-1 in favor of North Scott.
Or North Polk, you mean?
North Polk,
yep.
Excuse me.
Or no, you're right, North Scott. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine.
My fault. North Polk was in the last game over there, the first game over there. So North Scott. .422 and counting here, left in this one. The Titans have the big lead over the Tigers right now as they send it up ahead. Still pressing the issue late. That's going to be too much. Well, this game has been kind of like the breezy weather, back and forth, boom, of flurries of action, and then a lay off a little bit, and then flurries of action and some scoring, and been that kind of game.
It sure has, especially after ADM scored that their first goal. It really seemed like they were going to come back into that game, and all of a sudden a flurry of wind came, and Lewis Central put up 2 quick ones.
And that will go out. Must have been off of Lewis Central. Looked like ADM kicked it out, but must have clipped Lewis Central going out. And a little bit of extracurricular there. Pushing going on. Up ahead and blocked by the defender. Good late defense there by Canny, I believe it was. Because that looked like that was a open shot there. A lot of little pushing and action going on here late.
Sure is.
Frustration out of ADM, and Burtman came up to pull that away. Tigers frustrated again by Lewis Central. They played a good game, but second half goals by McSorley with 30:45 to play, then down from McSorley with 11:08, and then 7:35 McSorley scores again to widen it out. As we hit 2 minutes left in this match, and Lewis Central is going to be on their way to defend the state title tomorrow at 1:30 right back here on this field. And North Scott leading over there 3-1.
And there's another big push. We've seen a couple of those getting a little testy here.
A little chippy late here.
Yep.
But, like one of the things we've seen is good hard play in these matches so far, but no yellow cards or anything overly, too hard that cause the officials to pull out the card, which is good. You like to see good hard play and nothing too rough.
I completely agree.
There's a long shot that's going to stay in. I thought it was going to go wide and out, but they keep it in. Now we'll turn. And the crowd didn't like that push either, but under a minute to play now. .30 seconds. Well, last year, Lewis Central beat Pella 5-0 in the championship to take the title. As the clock winds down here, and they're going to get a chance to Titans will get a chance to repeat as they move on to tomorrow's championship game here. Downing ADM 4-1 with 3 second half goals as ADM got the lead in half in the second half, but then Lewis Central pulled back out ahead and goes on to win here and advance to the title game 4-1. Let's take a break. We'll come back and we'll wrap up this match right after this.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it,
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
I'm an environmentalist working hard to protect Iowa's natural resources.
I'm an employer committed to providing a safe workplace for Iowans.
I'm a farmer consistently producing quality products for consumers worldwide.
I'm an animal welfare advocate, protecting and promoting animal well-being in everything I do.
We're Iowa hog farmers.
And we care.
And we care.
Is Iowa. And here, we don't just dream of a better tomorrow, of a smarter way to do business or live, of perseverance and progress. We inspire it in others. We challenge the conventional, reimagine what it means to be better, and then dare ourselves to make it great. This is Iowa, and here, we don't just dream, we make history. This
2A semifinal is over here, and Lewis Central will advance to the championship game to defend their title as they down ADM 4-1 here. Dar Danielson with you on CISN.TV. It was an early goal, 1:19 in, and Grace Guidry scored for Lewis Central. Then with 30:45 to play in the second half, Kelsey McSorley got on the board and made it 2-0. With 16:08 to play in the second half, Sydney Burtman scored for ADM, cutting it to 2-1. Then McDonald took an assist from McSorley and scored with 11:08 to play. And then with 7:35 to play, McSorley gets on the board again. And that's the way the match ends up, 4-1. Lewis Central over ADM. They advance to play tomorrow at 1:30. And I'm going to listen to see if that was. Well, I guess Delaney Bartman, they're giving the goal. I thought that was, I think it was Sydney Bartman that got the goal, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think she had the wrong Bartman there. But anyway, so the final here, 4-1, Lewis Central defeats ADM. They move on to the championship match. You can see tomorrow at 1:30 on IPTV. That's going to wrap it up here in the 2A semifinal and the 3A semifinal coming up in just a little bit here on CISN.TV.
It's time for live high school soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network. High school soccer on CISN.TV is brought to you by Schottenkirk Chevrolet, Shields, Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottle, G&L Clothing, Westside Auto Pros. Now let's go live to the CISN sports team for the action on the